Hello. Okay, this is a message from James. James says, "Hi Tabitha, I've read a couple of your books and some of your blog posts, watched some of your YouTube videos. I'm not sure if you've addressed this, but one of my biggest problems, barriers. If you have, please can you tell me where to look? Basically, perhaps the largest obstacle limiting my recovery is incredible, almost unbearable bloating and discomfort. Am I unusual? I would have thought the problem was quite common amongst people who suffer from eating disorders and exercise addiction." James, you'd be right. I have addressed it, probably in YouTube, but I will happily do that again. "I do not believe," James continues, "I have a medical condition. I have had a lot of investigations to rule that out. I believe that the causes of the bloating are most likely 1. Normal shrinkage of the stomach after controlling my eating for 30 years, and 2. Psychological fear of weight gain manifesting in physical symptoms. When my mind fears weight gain, my body responds. It literally refuses food, absolutely refuses to digest food. These days, my limiting food and my compulsive exercise seems to have much more to do with fear of bloating and discomfort than it does with fear of weight gain per se. However much the two may or will be linked. Bloating makes it impossible to think or work. Yes, I get the solution. The solution is to confront the fear, endure the discomfort no matter how great, trust that my body will adapt and that bloating will go once I've conquered the fear of weight gain. But it's incredibly tough. Anyway, if you've addressed this somewhere, please point me in the right direction." Okay, well, yes, you're right. I do believe that for many people, what happens is because that fear of weight gain causes your brain to... Sorry, the kitchen is just out of control. This little tyrant is out of control right now. Your fear of weight gain causes your brain, say when you do eat and you get a full stomach, that causes your brain to massively exaggerate the feelings of discomfort that are associated with eating and having a full stomach, coupled with the fact, as you've mentioned, that's normal shrinkage of your stomach after controlling your eating for 30 years. And it's not just that your stomach shrinks as such. I think a lot of it is more to do with when you're very controlling about your eating, you're not eating very much. And you're not eating enough, definitely, and you have an under-resourced digestive tract. Think about it from that digestive tract's point of view. It's under-resourced. It doesn't have enough resources to do its job. So therefore, it becomes just a bit shit at doing its job. And that's when we get way more bloating, gassiness, discomfort, because our digestive tract isn't working well enough, because it doesn't have the resources to work well enough. It's not its fault. It's not like it's not trying. It's trying. It just doesn't have enough resources to do its job. So I think that that's a huge problem. And also there's all this diversification of the gut microbiota and stuff, or lack of it, when you're just eating the same foods every day. So everything just stops working as well. And that leads to, yes, more amplified discomfort when you do actually eat. But as you've said, James, your brain exaggerates that a lot. Your fear of weight gain jumps on top of all of that, and it's like, let's freak out about it. Now, what I found was helpful for me when that happened is the first thing I had to do because you can eat and you can sort of feel a bit full and then almost go into panic mode about it. Like, you really can get yourself quite wound up. And what I found I had to do is when I was on the brink of getting quite wound up, I just had to pull myself out of that. And the way that I would do that is I would bring myself back to focus on the actual physical discomfort. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but I'd sort of get wound up. Oh, this is awful. I can't cope. I feel so full. I just can't go. And then I'd be like, stop being a little idiot and actually think about this. On a scale of 1 to 10, how uncomfortable are you? And I'd be like, probably a 3. And I'd be like, can you deal with a 3 out of 10 discomfort? I'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, oh, it's not really that bad, is it? That would just bring me back to actually how not awful it was. And it would help me see how much my panic had really elevated that. And so that helped me. But I think that we're all a bit different, and we've all sort of got to find a little bit of a loophole that helps us jump out of that freak out and come back to reality and get ourselves into a state where we're like, all right, I can actually deal with this. It's not that bad. Now, you said, yes, I get the solution to confront the fear. The other thing that you have to do is you have to do the opposite of avoiding that discomfort. You have to seek that discomfort. So every time you eat, you have to push yourself to eat to that point of fullness and actually go and find it and seek it and get there and then sit there and be like, see, I can handle this. Prove to yourself that you can. It always feels like you're more in control if you actually seek the thing that you are afraid of. So make it an aim. I'm actually going to, as my mission each day, seek that discomfort and therefore desensitize myself to it, because that's the other part. When we have an eating disorder, we don't let ourselves get full often enough, so then it becomes like this new novel thing when it happens. And so you've got to seek it out and actually as if you're desensitizing yourself to those feelings of discomfort. And if you carry on avoiding it, problem is it's just never going to get better, and neither are you. And you said you've been doing this for 30 years. That's 30 years too long, isn't it, James? So you think this is one of the major things that's a sticking point for you? This is the thing that you're going to have to go out like a bull in a fucking china shop. Sort it out. Actually go at it rather than skirt round it and run away from it. Love you. All right, bye.